Well, hello, it's Rob Doran here from Bath with a vinyl update, and today is going to be a heavy metal, thrash metal, death metal, black metal update for you because it's been long overdue. Hope you're all well. What have I been doing lately? Well, record fairs, to be fair. I live in Bath in the UK, which is a very you might know it, guys from watching from America, you might know it for its famous Roman baths. So I'm quite fortunate to live here. We get a lot of tourists, but very few record shops. There's one HMV, which is very good. I get a lot of stuff from there, mainly CDs though. The vinyl section's good, but there's not a huge amount of metal, and I do tend to buy metal stuff more than any other genre. But they've just started to do a record fair up at the Guildhall. And I went in there off the cuff really. I didn't even realise there was a fair on that day, but I saw a guy with a placard and I chanced my arm. And you know what it's like, sometimes when you don't plan on doing something, it often works out to be pretty good off the cuff, so to speak. So I went into this record fair not expecting a great deal, and what I saw was amazing. There was a guy with about 4 big bins full of heavy metal and thrash stuff, and it was all quite reasonably priced. Sometimes when you go to fairs you see albums, they're about 30-40 quid each, and you go, oh well, it's good stuff, but it's priced like eBay. This guy was a bit different. He had stuff which was in very good condition, but it was very fairly priced, so items between 5, 10, 15, 12 pounds. So I picked up a good amount of stuff. Now one of the things I picked up from the Bath Fair was this. This is a UK Fame reissue from 1982 or 83, I think, this one, of On Parole by Motörhead. This is the reissue because it's got the colour Lemmy photo, whereas the original On Parole has the black and white, I think it's a rock file issue cover. This one's in okay condition. It looked okay at the fair, but it's got a bit of yellowing on the Fame logo. And it does crackle a bit, this one, and I nearly dropped that then. Did you see that? But it's an unusual album. It's really Motörhead, obviously, in their formative years, with Phil Taylor on most of the tracks apart from Lost Johnny, which is Lucas Fox. Guitar player is ex-Pink Fairies guitarist Larry Wallace, who does sing a couple of the songs. But it's well worth picking up if you're into Motörhead, which I am, and it gives you an idea of where the band really went after this, and how what was Lemmy's style post Hawkwind, and prior to what they're really known for now, which is very grungy, very 50s influenced, punky, spiky rock and roll music. This is almost a little bit sedate. There are a couple of cover songs on here which do slow the pace up, but it's interesting to listen to. But it's not an absolute classic, so it's not the first thing by Motörhead you should buy. So there's that. That's On Parole. I managed to pick up for a £5 this is a Canadian copy of Point of Entry by Judas Priest, and it's got the different cover. There we go. Now this one is a very commercial Priest album. It didn't come with anything like an insert sheet, so I don't know whether it's fully 100% complete, but it plays really good. Like I said, it's very commercial Priest. This was from 1981. This followed on from British Steel, which was really when Priest started to maybe chase the American buck a bit and go for a more commercial, more anthemic way of writing songs. Incidentally, around that time as well, 78, 79, towards the early 80s, you got to remember Priest did tour with Kiss in 78, so maybe Kiss's influence, their sort of more basic song structures, rubbed off. But it's a good listen, very polished tunes, and well worth picking up. So that's Point of Entry by The Priest. Also picked up from the Guildhall Fair. This is an original copy on Attic Records, another Canadian issue, on Attic Records, of Anvil's Metal on... sorry, not Metal, Hard and Heavy. That's the back cover. Record sleeves in so-so condition, bit of age wear, but it's a thicker stock cardboard, being a Canadian pressing. It's got the original in a sleeve. And a lot of people will have gotten into Anvil from the film, which I've got on DVD, which is a good watch actually. Anvil, to me, they are sort of progenitors of speed metal. They're very aggressive. They're very kinky lyrics. Lips is a bit of a sort of wordsmith when it comes to sort of writing very provocative lyrics. But you could see the influence that this has on the burgeoning thrash genre. So it's an important album, this one. I need to pick up Metal on Metal, which is one of their more famous ones as well. But there you go, it's well worth a listen if you like your heavy metal fast and raw. Excuse me. Okay, a bit more Motörhead now. This is a repress from 2013 of Bastards. Lemmy said this is one of the best albums the band ever made. Not sure about that, but it's definitely a polished record. But its songwriting's very strong on it. This reissue here, the photos are a little bit blurry. It's not the best sort of vinyl pressing. It's only got a white inner sleeve to it, so it's a little bit of a cheapie. I think it's only cost me £7, and I got this from EMP online, which is like a German metal mail order company. So it's a strong album. It's got this was the last time that Motörhead were a 4-piece. It's got Wurzel, Phil Campbell, Mickey D, who was a session drummer on this album actually, and Lemmy, of course, on bass and vocals. So you can get this one pretty cheap, about £7 now. Not one of their best covers, but some strong songs, and it's well worth a listen if you like your Motörhead, which we all do. Hello Eights, this is one of the Metal Blade Classics reissues, printed on really nice thick card. So some of the photos are a little bit scratchy though, that's the only thing I'd say, and you do tend to find that a lot with reissues. I think they must scan them from a CD booklet, which is much smaller, which I wish they wouldn't do. But I do like these. You can get these on coloured vinyl. I always go for the black ones because they're slightly cheaper. Original Metal Blade label there. Really good pressing, this one. It's nice and thick, 180 gram vinyl. Comes with a nice insert sheet, and it really is classic Slayer. Hello Eights, in my opinion, is probably up there for me for their toppest of the top album, I'd say. It's very dark, very dense feel to it. The production's very claustrophobic. It's not one of the better sounding albums, but I think in its overall feel, it's a particularly evil record. It does come with a poster too. So if you want to display that in your bedrooms or your rehearsal halls, if you've got a band, you can get that. So definitely worth a listen. This is Slayer at their most evil, that's for sure. And most lyrically savage as well. Bit more thrash. This is Fuck You. It's a live EP with a cover. Fuck You is actually a cover song by the Subhumans. The rest of it's live. Good quality live recording. Bit rough in places. Few mistakes. Bobby Ellsworth lyrics and vocals. Screechy as hell. But this is an original UK pressing on Under One Flag. The US pressing has a green logo. So it's not the best release that Overkill ever did, but if you want a cheap and cheerful bit of live stuff from this New York band, it's definitely worth considering if you can pick it up. Sorry, it's a bit of an advert for Motörhead, this one, isn't it? This is an original copy of Bomber. All right, there we go, a bit of Bomber. Not my favourite Motörhead album, but I think it's probably my favourite cover. Everything about the cover is just awesome. Lemmy flying a spaceship. This is an original cover from label. This is an original press from Bronze Stereo Record, 1979. This was their third full-length release, not counting On Parole. But no, isn't a spaceship. Sorry, it's more like a World War I, World War II fighter jet, futuristic jet, whatever it is. It looks bloody menacing anyway. In fact, it's not World War I or World War II. I'm talking absolute crap, to be honest with you. It is more of a futuristic aircraft. So I hope you like the look of that one, because I know I do. One of the best covers ever. Bit of Leatherwolf now. This was another bit of a random purchase from the Guildhall Fair, this one. Never owned anything by this band. This was only £4 or £5. It's in really good condition. This is I think this one's a US pressing. Nice black inner sleeve, which is poly-lined. This is an Island Records label. There you go. So on Island Records from 1987. Really good band. I'd like to pick up some more Leatherwolf stuff. Jeff Gayer's a really good guitar player. The vocals are strong, as is the songwriting. So if you like your metal traditional with some 80s overtones thrown in, Leatherwolf, you can't really go wrong. Really well produced as well. So it was a nice pickup, that one, for a £5. eBay purchase. Had to get this one back. This is The Dark Sides by King Diamond. This is like a bit of a 6-track EP from Roadrunner. This is an original press from 1988. Just a blank inner sleeve. This is a Dutch pressing. Includes non-album tracks really, such as The Phone Call, which was just on the original CD of them. Shrine, which is on the B-side of the Family Ghost 12-inch single, and so on and so forth. If you like your metal, powerful, operatic, soaring vocals, and a bit of horror to boot, King Diamond's your man, and Merciful Fate are certainly your band. So try and pick that one up. That one goes for about £10 to £15 normally. Another one of these cool Slayer reissues on Metal Blade. Once again, it's on the 180 gram black vinyl. Like I said before, it comes with the poster, the insert sheet, with the lyrics, a little bit like the inner sleeve on the original copy. And it comes in all sorts of different coloured vinyl. Once again, the pictures are a little bit weak again. The covers are fine, but just the back photography is a little bit pixelated. Partly, I think, because of the paper stock it's printed on. So, you know, if you're a bit picky about that, always try and get the first pressings. But these sound great, and they're really quiet, really quiet, strong 180 gram pressings. So that's that. Indispensable if you like metal, really, the first Slayer album. Another bit of a random £5 purchase was this band. This is Killer. Now, I don't know a huge amount about this band, but I believe this is a Belgian pressing. It's a bit southern boogie in places. On WEA, so let me just double check where this one's from. Yeah, this is actually a Belgian pressing. Not sure if WEA were a Belgian label. Could well have been, couldn't they? But I've always liked their album covers. This one's called Ready for Hell, and it's got a very stylised album cover. It's an extremely metal album cover, and don't they look extremely metal on the back? It's a bit Motörheady in places, but it's a bit more boogie, a bit more southern rocky for me. Well worth picking up if you can find it. So, Killer. They did a few more albums as well. And lastly, but not least, is Nuclear Assault. This is one of their best albums. This is from 1989, original Under One Flag UK pressing of Danny Lilker and his Merry Men, Nuclear Assault. Really good, strong thrash album with a social conscience. A lot of their lyrics were about nuclear war or trying to save the planet, these guys. All very noble causes. And this one's really nice pressing, this. There's not a scratch on this record. It's barely been played. And it sounds really good. Sounds excellent on it. Comes with the original inner sleeve as well. Like a lot of thrash bands, they tend to do a bit of a photo collage. This one's in colour, which is a rarity. There you go, and obviously the lyrics on the back. So some really good pickups. This is not all of it. I've spent an absolute fortune on records over the last few weeks. So there's a big pile of records just here in front of me, just waiting to be shown as well. So I'll leave it there. We're coming up to about 15 minutes. So I hope everyone's well. There's another record fair on the 4th of June in Bristol at Colston Hall, which I will be going to. If anyone's there from the UK, come and say hi. But there you go. That's it now. See you all again soon.